Pairing succulent juicy chicken with bold, slow-simmered flavors, chicken cacciatore is a classic Italian dish that feeds a crowd in only dirties one pan. It's versatile too, meaning it's the perfect dish to use up all those summer veggies you have in your crisper drawer. Alright, so I've got everything prepped here. We're just going to dive right into it. Add a couple tablespoons of oil to your largest brazier or skillet over medium-high heat. Add in some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You could use skinless but bone-in as well. We're just going to brown those on one side for 4 to 5 minutes, seasoning of course with fresh cracked pepper and a heavy pinch of salt. Once you've got some color on that first side, and by the way, my skillet doesn't get super hot on this plate, so I would definitely recommend getting even more color than that, but every little bit of browning is flavor. You'll flip them over, give them a few minutes on that second side, and then once you've got some nice fond and color on those thighs, get them out. Add in 1 diced medium onion, 1 small bell pepper, orange bell pepper, 1 small yellow bell pepper, 1 carrot diced, about 10 ounces of mushrooms using cremini. Here you could use button mushrooms and just make sure they are sliced as well. And then we're just going to go ahead and cook these out for 6 to 8 minutes until they are softened. While we do that, we're going to add some crushed red pepper, about a teaspoon or so. As always, the exact amounts will be down below. About a teaspoon of dried oregano. And a pinch of salt, both for flavor and to help draw moisture out of the veggies. That moisture which we will use to scrape the fond off the bottom of the skillet, getting all that wonderful flavor up. As you can see, we've got all that water coming out. We're just going to use it to scrape up those delicious bits off the bottom. Once your veggies are nice and soft and most of the water has cooked out, we're going to go in with 3 sliced cloves of garlic. You don't have to mince it. We are going to cook this long enough that garlic is going to get nice and soft. And we'll splash in about half a cup of wine, red wine or white, whatever you have on hand or prefer. A few thyme sprigs, and let that alcohol cook out for 4 to 5 minutes. At which point we will add in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and 4 to 5 plum or Roma tomatoes that we have quartered for a nice fresh tomato flavor and texture. And then finally we will add in our chicken back to the party, making sure we add in any accumulated juices that may have shown up on the plate there. That's all good flavor and we want all of it. Everybody into the pool. We'll go ahead and cover this up and tuck it in a 375-degree oven for roughly 1 hour to cook and simmer away. After 1 hour's time, we'll go ahead and remove that from the oven, take the lid off, and add in a tablespoon or so of capers and a handful of kalamata olives that have been sliced and pitted. Really, this is to your taste, however much briny flavor you like. Add more or less to taste. Check for final seasoning here as well and add more salt and pepper if you need. Mine needed a nice pinch of salt. And then we're going to continue to cook this for about half an hour uncovered so that it gets some nice roasty umami color and flavor on the top there. Look at that just simmer away. You know all those reduced tomato juices are going to be super flavorful and bold. We've got those briny olives and capers, that slow simmered garlic and onions. Definitely a pretty one-pot dinner. To make it even more so, we will garnish it with some chiffonade basil and some chopped parsley for a nice pop of green and that floral note at the end. Love fresh herbs on long simmered stews. I've got a few crusty slices of bread there that I'm just going to tuck in, and check out that chicken. It is super tender, basically just falling apart and shredding as I try and take it out of the skillet. Cut a nice little bite off here and take a look. Super juicy, nice luscious sauce enveloping it. Really super hot though, so give me a second here. Alright, let's give it a try. Basically just falls apart in your mouth. So succulent and tender. Really satisfying dish all on its own. I'm going to go in here for some of these veggies and an olive and some of the fresh basil. Tuck that onto a crusty piece of bread and give that a try. Definitely know that's going to be a great bite. You could serve this with some roasted potatoes or some pasta, noodles, anything like that, but really it's great just on its own. Super satisfying and hearty meal. Oh, always forget about how hot those things are. Anyways, I'm going to head out. Hope you'll give this a try and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Now get out of here and go make something delicious.